So in this one-on-one, and especially this whole season, Kody has reiterated to us over and over again, he never loved Meri. And in fact, he said he never loved Christine. And at some point, he said he's never loved Janelle. Except when he said in this season that he did love Janelle and could love her again in the future. So I don't know what's up with that. But he has reiterated over and over again that he's not loved Meri. He said it last night. I acted like I did. I pretended I did, which I don't buy because he also said that he's been faking being her husband, and he has not done that for 7 or 8 years. So he's not that great of an actor. But he's going through this whole thing about how he's never loved her. He hasn't been interested in her, and he says 7 years. Then we get the ring story, good, bad, or indifferent. It kind of sheds a light on that maybe he has not been in love with her since the show started, essentially, because people are already pulling up old clips of him wearing the ring. It sure looks like the ring. In the very early first few episodes of the season, like there's a picture of when he moved Robin. You can see his hand outside of the thing. On his date with Robin where he gave her the string, you can see a ring. So her whole, he got rid of it before we dated thing doesn't seem true either, which is not a shock. But he has reiterated he has not loved Meri. And it seems that melting down her wedding ring and saying that he wants her to have no claim certainly strengthens that. And so let's just take a second to think about last year's one-on-one when he insisted that he almost reconciled with Meri until Christine told him not to, which they have never revisited, which I felt like they should have revisited this time. That doesn't seem to line up with this story that he hasn't loved her for decades. And so first of all, or at least a decade. So first of all, I'm just not buying it. I didn't buy it last season, but I buy it even less now because he's going on and on about how he just hasn't felt that way for years. He hasn't done this or that. And then additionally, they showed us this clip in that final fight, which would have happened within a month of the tell-all last year. So this season, except for the last episode, and Meri explained that last night, but I'm not sure if it was super clear, which is that last conversation she had with Kody and Robin occurred after the filming of the one-on-one interview last year, which is when Meri heard him say, I don't consider myself married to Meri. If she went out and found a new man, it wouldn't bother me, all of that. Additionally, at that conversation is when she heard allegedly that Kody was going to reconcile with her, except for the Christine thing. And then last night, the Kody passed, they showed us some footage that we hadn't previously seen, which is when he said to Meri, when I talked about reconciling a few years ago, I really did mean it, 3 or 4 years ago, the anniversary. And I'm wondering if he said that just specifically because he had just said this lie about Christine and the reconciliation. And so he's trying to back up that story, but I'm just not buying it. I mean, I absolutely do believe him that he hasn't wanted to be with Meri for a long time. And in fact, I would say he hasn't wanted to be with Meri since the beginning of the season. And he just sort of faded out from even pretending. You know, it sounds like they maybe had sex for a few years after that, a couple of times a year, and that slowly faded out. And so I just think it's really interesting. And it's, I'll tell you what, my husband is unbelievably frustrated because he's like, they've been lying to us the whole show. I don't want to hear from any of these people. He is so mad at them. He'll calm down, but he is so mad. He's like, they wasted all my time with this dang show and they've been lying since the beginning and no one's asking about it. You know what I mean?